If you are a musical theater performer and you are considering changing your appearance, whether it's with tattoos, piercings, or your hair, before you make any decisions, watch this video. So grab your coffee because let's talk about this one. I want to start off by asking you a question. I don't know about you, but for the longest time, because I've spent my entire career in musical theater, everything that I've ever done in my career has been in this one industry. And something that I was taught most of my training and even continuing now has been, don't change your appearance so that you can have more opportunities to get booked. Why have we been told that? Why have we been taught, don't change your appearance? You need to have an appearance that's very simple and doesn't distract and isn't going to allow you to be in the ensemble. Why have we been taught that? And I don't want to put anybody down here. I think what has been taught is something that was taught 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. That we have been, as an industry, we have been attempting to strip down who we are as a human so that we are able to fit into a mold of casting as to how they see us and as to how they need an appearance of people on stage as actors. And here is something I really want you to consider. Do you want to be just an actor? Your entire life is revolved around that. Or do you want to truly sustain a career in this industry long term? And do you want it to be focused on who you are as a human? Because every single day when you get up, you're going to have to answer to you, yourself, as a human being in this world. And then your job is also to be an actor. So I really want you to consider the idea of who you are as a human is first and foremost the focus of your life. Rather than let me do and look like what I need to look like as an actor so I have more opportunities and I can get seen and considered for more things by simplifying what I look like on the outside for my job. We talk a lot about authenticity in the industry lately. It's a word that's kind of thrown around quite a lot for a good reason. One thing that often gets not discussed is, can I have piercings? Can I have tattoos? And can I cut my hair or color my hair and still work? So let's take a second first off to analyze what it actually looks like to be cast in a show regarding your appearance. So if you think about a lot of productions you've done in the past, are you wearing a wig? If you aren't wearing a wig, was it a big deal if you had hair a certain way? Did you walk into the audition like that? Did they ask you if you would color your hair or if you would cut your hair or if you have facial hair? Did they ask you if you're able to take out your piercings? Did they ask you if you're going to cut your hair? Think about all of those experiences that you've had. And I talk about this quite a lot. Every person's career in this industry is going to look completely different. So let me give you a specific example here. I had somebody recently reach out to me and say, hey, I really love my hair being blue, but I'm worried that I'm going to have to get new headshots, of course. And I'm also worried that people are going to look at me and not cast me because I have blue hair. But here's the one thing I want you to think about, because I'm not a casting director, but I am an actor that's been in this industry with different appearances. Are you willing to sacrifice who you are as a human to be an actor? And I mean that honestly. Because something we don't talk about is, me as a human, do you want to get a tattoo? And I'm asking you, do you want to get a tattoo? Do you want to chop your hair off? Are you leaving your hair long as somebody that is maybe a female identifying person because you think it's going to help you be seen because you can do different things with it? Is that really who you are as a human? Is that showcasing who you are? And that's what I mean when I talk about authenticity. Are you showing up in the room being you and telling the story from your point of view? And let's be honest here, in musical theater and in stage productions, most of the time you can cover a tattoo with makeup or tape. There's all kinds of amazing ways now that you can either learn how to do it yourself or the costume design team can help you with that. Let's also remind ourselves that you're going to show up in the room looking like you do. They're going to know when you submit your headshot. If you have blue hair, they're going to know, oh, they have blue hair. A year or so ago, I was at an audition and the casting director, I had been called back and the casting director said, oh my gosh, your hair it was like a light blue then, it had faded. And in my headshot, it was still blonde, but it was fading out. And they were like, your hair's blue. And I said, yeah, I'm so sorry that it's not like that in my headshot. And they were like, oh, okay. I love it. I love the blue. You should totally, totally keep it. And when I was mentioning a while ago about someone that had asked me about dyeing their hair, I said, do you want to do this? Do you want your hair to be blue? Yes, I love my hair being blue. Are you willing to get new headshots? Because that is important. You do as much as possible if you can. You want to look like your headshot. So if you chopped it, majorly dyed it, and you're keeping it, can you get new headshots? And they said, yeah, I'll get new headshots. And then I said, is that going to make you happy as a human first? And they said, yes. What that does is when you show up in the room, you are showcasing your confidence as a human that's going to bleed into your confidence as an actor, rather than showing up in the room trying to be everything to everybody for every role. They're going to know by looking at your headshot, okay, they have short pixie hair. I can't cast them in this show because I'm not wigging everybody and I need a certain look. Or I'm not casting, or I can cast them in the show, even though they have tattoos that are going to be showing, because it doesn't matter to the story. They're going to have an idea of who you are just by your headshot, number one. And then number two, by you showing up in the room. And they can always ask you. I've had so many times where people have asked me, are you willing to dye your hair? Yes. If you have tattoos and places that are going to be seen, can you cover your tattoos up? Yes, no problem. If you think it's a big deal when you go in the room, take out your jewelry, take out your piercing, maybe cover your tattoo if you think it's going to, help you feel better about that story that you're telling that maybe wouldn't have one. But my point here is to focus on you being a human first, because that is who has to wake up every morning, not you as an artist. If you have been considering doing something different to your appearance, shifting it up, let me know in the comments down below what it was. And I would love, if you're a little hesitant to do it, I'd love to kind of celebrate you and encourage you to move forward in what makes you really, truly happy as a human first. I used to have really long blonde hair, like really long. And I was having a conversation with an actor that I really respected that had done tons of Broadway shows. And they came in and they were doing a masterclass. It was in my grad program. And I had a conversation with them about what roles I was being considered for and seen for. And they looked at me and they said, well, yeah, you look very princessy. And I said, I don't want to play those roles. And I said, the way that I look doesn't match how I want to feel. It also doesn't match the roles that I want to play. And most of the time you're going to start to realize that the roles that you play are roles that you connect with, stories that you want to tell, journeys you want to take the audience on. And it just wasn't, I was being seen for roles because of how I looked, and I was exuding that feeling, which I didn't want to do. I wanted the opposite. I wanted the opposite type of roles, and I wanted to be an opposite type of human being as well. Not type of human being, but I just didn't have the confidence that I wanted in myself because I was so focused on them. What do they want? Versus who am I, and how can I bring that authenticity in this room and the essence of who I am as an artist and a human to tell the story. And I literally went from long blonde hair to short blonde hair, and I've never changed it since. And that shift gave me so much more confidence as a human that I was able to walk into a room as an artist and showcase that same confidence. And I'm talking about confident humility, not confident arrogance. And I'll put that in a video down the way as well. If you want to chop your hair off, or make your hair longer, or change your hair up, however that is for you as a human, why not do it? If you want to get a piercing, if you want to get a tattoo, if you want to color your hair, why are you waiting on doing something like that because of the worry of how it will affect your career? If that is something that truly is going to express who you are and is something that you want to do as a human first, live your life. Because when you wake up in the morning and you don't have an audition for weeks and weeks and weeks, or a callback for weeks and weeks and weeks, you have to wake up with yourself as who you are, not as an artist. And to me, to sustain a career in this industry, you have to be true to you, yourself, and then show them the space for every audition, every callback, every time you perform. Show them your authenticity, rather than trying to be something that you're not and please someone in an audition room to get a job. That's not going to last, and that's not going to sustain your career long-term in this industry. I don't want you to sustain a career long-term in this industry. I want you to have the confidence, but you got to show up being a human first. So if you're thinking about doing something, You do you. And be sure to check out this video next on how to stand out at an audition. I'll link it down in the description box below. Hope this was inspiring to you, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.